everyone. Today, it is my first non-vlog. I am just gonna do a quick little chat about finishing the first draft of my book, the shark book. I'm very excited and I just wanted to document this. So enjoy the video, comment down below how pretty I am. Okay, love you. Mwah. I have news, everybody. To my 9 subscribers, I would just like to say that I finished the first draft of my book. What is the Shark Book? If you don't know, it is a literary fiction book that I'm writing. The Shark Book is just a stand-in title. I thought of an actual title that's kind of, I love it. It's beautiful. So I hope I can use that one. But for now, it's the Shark Book, literary fiction book. It's about shark divers in the Florida Keys, and they are depressed, and they're hot, and it's just about their it's about them. I finished it on Tuesday at work. So I got paid to write this book while I was ignoring the children I was substituting for. My final word count was 67,067, I believe. I'll put it on the screen, which makes sense because I did not write the ending. Well, yeah, I did not write the ending. So I want to talk about it because I have high hopes for this book and I just want to document this moment when I finished the first draft. So yes, what happened? What was my process with this book? So this was the second literary fiction book that I tried to write, and I outlined it very, very heavily. I started the outline sometime last year and then I finished it early this year, and then I started writing, and at first everything was going really great. But then I had this inkling that like the plot was a little far-fetched, but I was like, you know what, like I was writing it so well. Like I loved the line level stuff that was going on, and my characters, I love my characters, and I was really happy with how the characters were developing, and they felt very real. So I was like, you know what, the plot, it's fine. It will be fine because everything else is so good. So I was just kind of ignoring the issues, and I knew I could change stuff in revision, obviously. But then as the drafting went on, I was reflecting a lot, and I was realizing that my favorite parts of this book and the parts that are the best are about my main character and his best friend. It's kind of like they were always important to the story, like that was intentional, but I just realized this story is kind of about them. It's not so much about the plot. It's kind of just about them. So yeah, I suspected it, but I was kind of planning to just balance their relationship with the plot and then just clean up the plot holes. But then I don't know, I'm getting closer and closer to the end, and their relationship it's developed in a way that I expected, but it's also surprised me at certain points, and it just wasn't super in line with the plot that I had outlined. So I finished Act 3 and I was looking at Act 4, everything I had planned, and it just, even though I had outlined the book really heavily, my characters, did not behave or whatever. So Act 4, just none of it was going to stick. And in previous vlogs, I was talking about how I was really going to just push through and get a clean draft regardless of the changes I was going to make, because I was saying like, oh, I just want a whole draft to read. But I think it's pretty obvious if you go back and watch my vlogs that the real reason I had that goal for myself to finish writing the book based on my outline, the reason I wanted to do that was just because I had tried to write a different literary fiction book last year, and I stopped halfway through the second draft. I shelved it, and I've never shelved a book like that, and I felt very guilty, like I gave up on it. As I was getting closer to the end of this book, and I felt like it was time to kind of stop writing it so cleanly and just kind of wrap it up so I could get on to draft 2. I was just resisting that a lot because I felt like a quitter and a loser and just a terrible, terrible person. But in the end, I realized, I kind of talked about this in another video, but I'm really adapting as a writer because I've been writing literary fiction for a couple of years now, and I've been reading a ton of it, and I really know what I like, and I know what you can do with the genre now. And I realize all my favorite literary fiction books are just character driven, and I like plots too. I don't like too much just like nothing, like I'm not really a big like, oh, just vibes kind of girl. Like I still want a plot, but I love character based books. And when I was planning this book, I plotted it out, and it wasn't driven by the relationship, and now I really want it to be. And I have so many ideas for, oh my god, like their relation. I want it to be about their relationship. I want to explore how the events of the story impact a relationship like the one my main character and his best friend have. And so with that in mind, the plot that I had before, it's not it just isn't good enough. Yeah, like it's not that it's not good, it's just it's too plot driven, and it's just too, like I said, far-fetched, and it's just, that's not the kind of writer I am anymore. I think I'm officially more of a character driven story writer, and I just didn't know that at the time I plotted this, because like I said, I started it last year and I finished it early this year. But I'm different now, and I decided when I got to Act 4, I just went in there and I wrote little paragraphs for each chapter, like what I originally had planned, but I didn't decide to spend the next month and a half, whatever, planning it. I just decided to give up a little bit. Not to give up. I mean, kind of. That's not really a bad thing. I did give up on the previous version of this story because I have a new vision. A lot of this is going to stay. Like, all the character stuff in here is pretty much going to stay. It's not like I think this was a waste of time, but if I kept going, it would have started to become a waste of time. So that is why I wrapped up the draft faster than I anticipated, but I feel really good about it. I was worried about feeling like a quitter, but I just feel really excited. Yeah, I just feel very excited. But I wanted to kind of talk about what I learned from this drafting process, because I'm scared of myself. I used to get so stressed out when people said they were discovery writers. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you go in there and you don't know what you're doing. But I think I'm starting to become a discovery writer, because I got in here and I discovered. And now I'm so excited for what I discovered and to write that story. And I just couldn't have done it if I could not have reached to this point without just getting in there and writing. And that is so terrifying to me, to think I'm a discovery writer. But I really think I am. I think it's just because like I said, my tastes have changed, or just kind of adapted. And now I just love what I'm reading, and I love what I'm planning to write. And like these really character-driven stories, I don't think you can fully plan for them. And what am I saying? I feel possessed by someone normal. I'll get into a scene and I'm writing it, and I'll think of this one line of dialogue for someone to say, and suddenly everything is different. Like, I'm like, oh my God, you did not just say that. And then I'm like, oh my God, what if, and then this, and then this, and then this. And it's just, I'm a discovery writer, a little bit. I still want to plan. I still want to plot. Like, I don't think I'll ever fully just go in blind, but just my ability as a writer, I feel way more comfortable with it. And so I feel like when I was newer, I had to plot it because I couldn't trust myself to just get there. But I think I can get there. And I'm still like new, obviously. I'm still young and everything, but I'm getting there. I'm very excited. The Shark Book Draft 1 is done. Where do we go from here? I'm gonna let this sit for at least a month. It's almost, what day is it? It's September 27th right now. So I'm gonna let it sit, I'm gonna let it sit all through October. And then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do after that, because right now I have started a different book. I talked about it, I mentioned it in another vlog. I got this story idea and I'm just discovery writing it. Yeah, I'm working on it right now. It's another literary fiction book. I'm calling it Grace right now. That's kind of the working title, but I don't have, I don't know, that's just what I'm calling it. Yeah, it's a literary fiction book. I just had this idea and I just kind of want to write. I don't want to plot, I just want to write. So this whole month, the month of October, I'm just going to be writing Grace. It's just, yeah, it's kind of like a palate cleanser, but it's also, I really like this book too, and I definitely have, like, I want to publish it one day. It's not just like, it feels weird to say I'm not plotting it, because it feels like that means I don't care about it as much, because like I said, I'm a recovering, really, really strict plotter, but I'm just trying it out. Like, I'm just seeing what happens if I get in there and discover. I feel like good things are gonna happen. Yeah, I'm so excited. So I'm writing that this month all throughout October, and I'm letting the Shark Book sit. And then in November, I've never participated in I'm pretty sure we can say that still. I think we can say that. I'm talking about the month. I'm not talking about the organization. I'm talking about like the challenge. I've never competed in Nano before or tried it. It's just like, it's never worked out. I've always been in the middle of drafting a book, and I didn't want to stop my momentum just for like a challenge. But yeah, and I still don't know. If I'm really into Grace, if I'm really like knee deep in there and I want to keep writing it, I'm just going to write it throughout November and maybe just like give myself a goal to try to finish it by the end of November. But I'm also open to just not really reaching a stopping point in October with Grace, and just kind of writing it, having fun with it for a month, and then setting it down for a little bit. And then in November, potentially, I will reread this and then start revisions on it in November and kind of try to get a revision plan. I would love to just draft a whole first draft in November like you're supposed to, but it's not working. We'll see what happens. But for sure, I'm going to set this down, and then I will at least let it sit for a month, maybe 2 months if I don't pick it up in November. But then, yeah, I'm going to get to it. I feel like I want this to be the first book that I start querying, the first literary fiction book that I've queried, but I'm not super married to it, which I feel great about, because I think it's healthy to not have so much pressure on one book. I assume this book will be finished before Grace or before my other books that I have planned. But if it's not, if I finish something else first, I'll query that first. I'm not really I'm so relaxed. This is crazy. But yeah, but before this year ends, I will pick this back up and keep working on it, because I'm still so passionate about it. Even though I'm writing Grace right now and I put this down, I still fall asleep thinking about it and like having ideas for it. But I feel good about taking a break and letting everything marinate. So yeah, I finished the first draft of this book. I'm so excited for what it's going to become. With my next writing vlog, I will be writing a different book, and I'm very excited to talk more about it and share a little bit about what it's about. To my 9 subscribers, you were with me when I finished this, and I love you, and I'll remember you.